What if I told you that one of the longest-running feuds in Hollywood history just reached a breaking point, and it all happened because of a trophy that technically doesn't even exist in the way we think? For over 20 years, George Clooney and Brad Pitt have played a high-stakes game of psychological warfare disguised as friendship. They send each other fake letters from world leaders, prank each other on film sets, and constantly try to one-up each other's sexiest man alive titles. But on May 3rd, 2026, at the Lincoln Center in New York, George Clooney finally claimed the ultimate victory. While being honored with the 51st Annual Chaplin Award, a career-defining achievement, Clooney looked straight into the camera of an Entertainment Tonight reporter and joked that he had officially beaten Brad Pitt for the Movie Star Award. It was a classic Clooney move, taking a moment of genuine prestige and using it to take a hilarious, unprovoked swipe at his best friend. This latest chapter in their bromance unfolded during the Chaplin Award Gala, an event meant to celebrate Clooney's transition from a struggling extra earning $25 a day to a global titan of cinema. The evening was a star-studded affair with Stephen Colbert hosting and Juliana Margulies making a rare public appearance to honor her former ER co-star. But the moment that actually set the internet on fire wasn't the heartfelt speeches, it was Clooney's exclusive update on their rivalry. He playfully suggested that while Brad might have the cool racing movies and the recent Oscar buzz for F1, he, George, is the one standing on the stage at Lincoln Center being called a movie star by the industry elite. However, the real bombshell followed right after the joke. Clooney confirmed that the Ocean's gang is officially getting back together for Ocean's 14. The public reaction has been a fascinating mix of nostalgia and genuine excitement. Viral clips of Clooney's red carpet interview have already racked up millions of views, with fans dissecting the big brother energy he constantly projects toward Pitt. There is a specific clip from the gala where Juliana Margulies is praising George's work ethic, and the top comment, with over 50,000 likes, simply reads, "Somewhere, Brad Pitt is planning a prank that will probably involve George's house and 10,000 pounds of glitter." The social media debate isn't about whether Clooney deserved the award. Everyone agrees on that, but rather about who is actually winning the coolest guy in the room marathon. On platforms like X and TikTok, fans are creating compilations of their shared history, from the Ocean's 11 press tours to their recent collaboration in the film Wolves. To understand why the simple joke escalated into a headline-grabbing moment, you have to look at the context of their recent professional lives. Just a few months ago, Brad Pitt was the talk of the town during the awards season for his film F1. He was being praised for his undiminished star power and his ability to carry a massive blockbuster at 62. Clooney, meanwhile, has been leaning more into directing and producing, keeping a slightly lower profile in front of the camera until now. This movie star comment was a tactical reminder that George isn't ready to pass the torch just yet. It's a fascinating dynamic because it's a rivalry built on mutual success rather than genuine animosity. This situation tells us a lot about the current state of celebrity influence and how it differs from the modern influencer culture we see on YouTube or TikTok. Influencers often rely on manufactured drama, receipts, and public apologies to stay relevant. In contrast, the Clooney-Pitt model is built on the gentleman's troll. They use humor to humanize themselves while maintaining a level of old-school Hollywood mystery. By joking about beating Brad, Clooney isn't being arrogant. He's inviting the audience into a private joke that has been running since 2001. It's a masterclass in brand management. It makes them both seem more approachable without stripping away the icon status that they've spent decades building. However, we have to separate the confirmed details from the online theories. It is a confirmed fact that Ocean's 14 is happening and that the original cast is involved. It is also a fact that Clooney was the guest of honor at the Chaplin Gala. What remains in the realm of theory, however, is the tension that some tabloids try to manufacture between them. There is a segment of the internet convinced that Clooney's joke was a subtle dig at Pitt's recent legal headlines or his personal life, but if you look at the history of their relationship, that's highly unlikely. These two have used each other as punchlines for so long that a joke about a movie star award is basically a term of endearment. The escalation of his story also highlights a shift in how we view aging in Hollywood. In the past, movie stars were expected to fade away or move into grandfather roles by their 60s. Clooney and Pitt are actively rejecting that. They are making it cool to be 60 plus, staying in the limelight through a combination of high-value projects and a public persona that feels like a permanent vacation. Clooney's reflection on being a $25 a day extra isn't just a humble brag. It's a way to ground his current status in a narrative of longevity and hard work, contrasting the overnight success culture of the digital age. So, where does this leave the feud? With Ocean's 14 now officially on the horizon, the prank war is almost certainly going to reach fever pitch levels during production. The bigger industry question here is whether the Ocean's franchise can still dominate the box office in an era of superhero fatigue and streaming first releases. Clooney's confidence suggests that he believes old Hollywood star power is the antidote to the current cinematic slump. The next move is squarely in Brad Pitt's court. Whether it's a witty rebuttal in a future interview or a full-scale prank involving the Ocean's 14 set, one thing is certain: George Clooney just threw down the gauntlet, and in the game of Hollywood icons, the scoreboard is currently leaning in his favor. George Clooney jokes about beating Brad Pitt for Movie Star Award. This video features the exclusive red carpet interview where George Clooney humorously discusses his rivalry with Brad Pitt and provides the latest updates on the upcoming Ocean sequel.